Nobody saw this coming. Nike headquarters, absolute chaos. Insiders are whispering. Fans are panicking. And one name is suddenly everywhere, Caitlin Clark. Because according to multiple reports, social media reactions, and internal shifts, the power balance has completely changed. And at the center of this storm, Aya Wilson. Before this explodes even more, hit like if you've noticed a shift. Subscribe if you don't trust the headlines. And comment one word, takeover or setup. Because after what you're about to hear, nothing in women's basketball looks the same again. For years, Aya Wilson was untouchable. MVP, champion, face of dominance. Nike built campaigns around her power. But then Caitlin Clark entered the picture, and suddenly Nike's social feeds changed. Nike's marketing tone shifted. Nike's numbers exploded, and insiders started asking one dangerous question. Did Nike quietly choose its new centerpiece? Just moments ago, online reports and fan trackers noticed something shocking.
I mean, it's probably been like a year and a half now of like figuring out what exactly I want. And I think probably the most challenging part of it is like you want it to be unique, but at the same time, like I have to be comfortable wearing it. So I think we kind of like, you kind of take what you know you're comfortable in. Like obviously I play in a lot of Kobe's, but at the same time, I don't want it to be a Kobe. I want it to be something very unique to me and a little bit different. And I think for myself, like, you know, I kind of think about like what's kind of been important to me when I think about like shoes or sneakers. And I think like just the chaseability of them and like you want a certain sneaker or like you want a certain colorway. So
Campaign placements changed. Clark content pushed globally. Engagement records shattered. Wilson content slowed. No announcement, no press release, just silence. And silence inside corporate America. That's never accidental. Now, let's talk unrivaled because fans notice something else. Caitlin Clark's presence. Dominant. Aya Wilson's visibility. Question. No one is saying she was kicked out officially, but the perception shift is real. And perception is everything. When fans believe one star is being elevated, another automatically looks like she's being pushed out. Here's where it gets uncomfortable. Caitlin Clark merchandise selling out in minutes. Nike shoes backordered. Social engagement record-breaking. Meanwhile, fans started asking, why isn't Aya getting the same push anymore?
In a mighty long time. That is WNBA MVP, three-time champion Aya Wilson. Now, over here on my channel, we're not really big fans of Aya Wilson, the cheater, or Aya Wilson, the secret whistle hacker, because to me, it's a lot that goes into the Aya Wilson hype. The little hype that she got. That is the WNBA referees playing a factor in a lot of the calls that she get and a lot of these championships that she got. I feel like if it wasn't for the WNBA referees, she wouldn't have nearby as much clout as she got.
That question
but
alone
that
creates
was the hand
pressure,
that we was dealt
and
with.
Pressure
now,
creates narratives. And this is where things turn ugly. Some fans started blaming Caitlin Clark. Others defended her, saying, she didn't ask for this. She just performs. She takes hits, fouls, hate, and never complains. And that contrast lit the internet on fire because Caitlin Clark gets knocked down and stays silent. Aya Wilson, according to critics, spoke out. Whether fair or not, the internet chose sides. Sports media started whispering things like, Nike is repositioning. Clark is the future. Brands follow eyeballs nice.
Action, I guess. So, yay. Let's just take a look and some of the reaction. And I'm going to call the Indiana Fever out too, because, of course, they didn't share a damn thing about this. I mean, it's crazy. So, right here, this is a comparison. This is the logo, the two CCs intertwined together. Somebody said it looked a lot like a 1950s airline logo. And I was like, you know, I kind of see that.
And that's when the scariest sentence dropped. This isn't personal, it's business. Because when brands pivot, legends get left behind. Not erased, but replaced. Let's be clear. Wilson is still a superstar, still elite, still dominant. But dominance on the court does not guarantee dominance in marketing. And right now, Caitlin Clark owns headlines, jerseys, youth fans, sponsors' attention. That's not a takeover by force. That's a takeover by demand.
wouldn't be this tapped in, this lasered in, if it wasn't such a big thing at the negotiating table. Of course, people are going to start comparing it because it's like the founders of this league tried to make it seem like it is so much better than the WNBA, and I feel like that's kind of disrespectful. Yes, they did a lot of things right. They did a lot of incredible things, but we wouldn't be looking into Unrivaled this hard and be like, well, where'd you get your money? Well, how much is the TV deal? How many people are tuning in? If they wouldn't have built it up and been like, well, the WNBA sucks and everybody there sucks, which I am on their side in a sense that I do think with the WNBA, so much could be better. But anybody who was here thinking that Unrivaled is just going to be this massive thing and it's going to put the WNBA under, like, I've been saying that from the beginning. And I've also said from the beginning, Unrivaled doesn't succeed if both leagues are successful, and especially if the WNBA is successful. All Breanna Stewart and Nafisa have been saying from the beginning is they want to make sure that the ladies get paid more and they can stay on American soil. You know how they can do that? By playing in the WNBA. And if they do get these salaries that are $500,000 average with over $1 million max, they're going to be making more than they make at Unrivaled. They're going to be playing 5v5 courts. They're going to be playing in much bigger arenas. So they did their job. So in that sense, if that was truly their goal, they did their job. They did their job. They used, I guess, possibly some leverage from Unrivaled at the negotiating table, and they did their job and they got the ladies paid more, and now you don't necessarily need Unrivaled anymore. So I'm very interested to see what the future of this league is. I do think if the WNBA is massively successful, all of these other leagues are not going to happen. They're not going to happen unless they're sanctioned by the WNBA. Run the tape back from over a year ago. I've been saying this from the beginning, and if I end up being right, I'm going to need an apology from the thousands of you who hate on me online every single.
This isn't about hate. This is about a league transformation. New fans, new money, new faces, and every era change has casualties. The question isn't, is Aya canceled? The question is, can the old guard survive the Clark era? Because here's the brutal truth. Nike doesn't choose feelings. Nike chooses futures. And right now, Caitlin Clark is the future fans are buying into. That doesn't erase Aya Wilson, but it does change everything. So now I want to know, was this a natural takeover or a manufactured shift? Is Caitlin Clark being unfairly blamed, or is the league panicking? Comment Clark era or Aya fight back, because this story is just getting started.